Now I'm starting. Hi. It says live. We got Jen, we got Becca, we got Ganga. I put her channel description in the her channel link in the description. So make sure you go. When does it start? It starts now, Linda. Well, it starts in 5 minutes, I should say. We're gonna give a gab first. But thank you for joining us, Ganga.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. You know, I've missed you guys so much.
We've missed you. And loving your new home, loving the tours you've been giving us.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm loving my new home too. It sure beats the van.
Yeah. It's really nice. Like I told her on the phone, I said, I love all the little nooks that are in the wall. I love
the niches. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
All my little cubby holes that I can stash things.
It's like little altars everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I loved about it. All that and the archways and all of that. It's, really nice and comfortable. Oh, nice.
I know I have, if you give me a shelf, I got to put something on it.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I would buy stuff just to put in there.
Shelf. No.
And I really love your reading room in there.
Yeah, I do too.
Thank you.
You see all them crystals, Johnny? You see all the crystals?
We're going shopping at Ganga's.
Thank you, Desiree and Impish Artists as well.
Yeah, I've got crystals all over here, and above the fireplace in the living room is all crystals as well.
Oh, love it.
So
where's Max?
Huh?
Where's Max?
Oh, Mr. Max is right here next to me on the floor.
Hi, Max.
So I got this piece of angel light I told y'all about, right?
Oh, nice.
And I asked the lady if she could find me a piece of angel light that's even bigger than this one and even bigger than the obsidian that she sent me, which is also pretty big, right? So she found it and then she wrapped it. She said, well, you'll need a heavy duty chain. And so I did get a heavy duty chain, but I can't wear it because it looks ridiculous. But this is the size of the angel light she sent me. I asked for it too. I think
awesome.
A big piece of angel light.
You can always wear it inside your shirt. So
it's really heavy, like a rapper medallion. So I'm gonna have to get a rapper name and everything if I'm gonna wear this. But
Johnny, are you still getting the floaty head from it, or have you gotten used to it?
I didn't clean this one, but no, I didn't get it this time.
Okay.
But that's not to say I won't, because I mean this is ginormous. I'm gonna put it on though.
do it. I know I have a couple of turquoise like that. They're this big, and it's like, you know.
You can knock somebody out with it.
Yeah, don't fall in the lake, you'll drown, because it's right
That is enormous. I got an ostrich egg on me.
I love it. I love it.
Well, if anybody missed Becca's live stream from last night on her birthday, it's a lot of fun. Go watch it later.
Absolutely.
Ridiculous.
And that cake looked awesome.
Oh, I'll send you some.
Oh, Lord.
Artie, are you going to let me read tonight?
No.
No.
He's laying on my hand, making biscuits. Likes to knead.
Like this.
Ganga, I was telling Becca and Johnny before we went live, I tripped over a cat last night, Lucy, imagine that, and jammed my finger into a door frame. So
Ow.
I'm gonna try to hang in there shuffling and not use that finger too much, but it's swollen. I've been putting ice and going from hot to cold on it, trying to get the swelling down.
Yeah, not fun.
Can't imagine tripping over a cat in this house. Yeah, they're so small and dainty, right?
Yeah, like Artie.
Yeah.
I bet you Artie probably weighs more than Max.
Probably.
How much does Max weigh, Ganga?
Max is about 4 or 5 pounds.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Yeah.
He's a little duder.
He was 16 pounds last time I had him at the vet's. And
That's like 4 Maxes.
Yeah, he's just a little larger than Max.
He's got grown man weight. That's what.
why he's so good at man spreading.
Oh, Lord.
When they told me he weighed 16 pounds, I was like, is that all? A bowling ball.
Tell that to my bicep. It hurts. Okay. So we'll start with Rick Gates told Donald Trump he should just pardon everybody. So, including him. So he wants a pardon. Will he get it? Or
Yeah,
not?
he was being interviewed on MSNBC. I think it was with Ari Melber. And he was saying that, it was just bull crap, that they all got indicted and had to go to jail and stuff, and that he should just pardon everybody. And he claims he did not give anything on Trump, that he actually didn't have to turn as it was reported he turned, flipped, because Mueller already had all the information. He just sort of confirmed it.
And it's funny how he didn't give up anything on Trump. He's saying in public.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he got a lesser sentence and some cooperation with the FBI.
3 months. So is Trump going to pardon him? He's begging for one. I mean, he's already served just 3 months, but I'm sure he wants it off his record or something.
Yeah. That's what I was going to ask. Why do you want to pardon him? He's basically getting a slap on the wrist.
I'm kind of surprised Trump hasn't hired him back to work on his campaign.
Or Flynn.
Yeah, he said he'd take Flynn back in a heartbeat. So,
Why not?
God.
Because it makes sense to stay away from criminals, so I guess why not do it? What you get, Ganga?
Well, what I got is we've got the big wish fulfilling cards, the wishing card. I really want it, okay? But then we've got the, where is this thing?
It takes a lot of you good news too on that one.
I know I'm like backwards here. Then we got he's walking away. He's really attached to getting out of the rough waters, but he's on real thin ice with that. So I think as much as he wants it, he's doing everything to push for it. I don't think so. I don't think he can give all those pardons. So thin ice, I'm saying no.
What you get back?
There's a little bit of suffering that gets cleared up.
Is that a yes?
That's looking like a yes.
What you get, Jen?
Well, I had the bad news card on the bottom, but it could be the liar. I get that Trump's already walked away from him, and his challenge is to get work. That Trump actually got rather emotional. There's betrayal against Trump and his family, completion into the cycle, and delays. But then, I always pull 3 more cards, and I get a yes card and the government and secrets, that he did keep some secrets for Trump. So I am getting a yes card on it.
I got all the same cards you did. I got the sneaky with the 7 of of things. What do you call those? Swords.
Swords.
And then the Seven of Cups. There is some secrets that he did kind of hold back. Not that necessarily that matters at all. But here is the King of Cups and the Justice. There might be some future problems he's going to run into. And I don't know exactly what they might be, but the King of Cups is not Trump and it's not Barr. But he may have some issues going forward with whoever comes in next. The Page of Wands, the Five of Swords, there is some development on his jail part. So he still has to serve his time because he's here trapped in jail. Now, he does have the little inside liar card like you had on the bottom of your deck. I do get the Empress, like there will be something new, but this seems like after he gets out of jail, that some way or another that he could go through trying to get his name cleared by somebody's pardon, but he still has to stay in jail. So I get that he serves his time, but he may get a pardon in the future.
That King of Cups could be Biden. When he comes in, there could be some additional charges. Should we look at that?
That's what I think. Anyway.
That he's going to be in some more trouble, right?
He's like, yes, Mom.
He's giving me that adoring look. I can see him on the screen. It's like if I look at him, he looks at me, rubbing on me. It's like, I'll try on this side now.
Now, if he's serving, is he serving now?
I thought he'd already served his 3 months.
Okay.
I think he's out now. I mean, he's definitely out because he was being interviewed.
Okay, yeah.
And he's the first one that has served any time that has come on air other than Michael Cohen to be interviewed. You know, he was very close to Roger Stone and as well as Manafort.
And maybe he has to wait until after the election.
Ooh, they are not done with him.
He was the campaign manager?
Yeah.
Yeah, he worked for what's his face? Manafort. Yeah.
I got there's some kind of agreement that he's on the bottom that he's going to be in trouble over something that he manipulated. He's going to get a lot of attention on this. It's going to put him in defense mode again. There's some sneaky stealing energy, more betrayal against our country. I'm getting, they're watching him and I'm getting justice is going to come back in, put him in defense mode, burden him. And it has to do with money. Gift of money he got. Maybe from a foreign leader. He's going to get dragged back into it.
Where'd you get back up?
I'm getting that there's no more loyalty. He's facing a problem, and then there's isolation in the courts here, government. He's facing a huge problem. Loyalty that's delayed or loyalty that causes a problem, and then isolation. And then I asked again, and it's like new records, new business records come out, new paperwork that has to do with consulting, like fees. There's records here of business or something, but they're new.
No wonder he wants a pardon then. He wants to get pardoned for things that they haven't indicted him on yet.
Thank you, Judy.
What'd you get, Ganga?
Well, I get he's, they're doing investigations with him still. That he's basically underwater. They're looking at the rewards that he got when he was working for Trump, the big disturbance about that. And they're going to be wanting information from him, more information about the Trump. Yeah, so they're not going to let him go so easy. He knows too much, and they want to know it. Yeah.
I think, especially with all this stuff with the Parscale channel, I think that they may have some sort of link between inauguration money or some sort of. It's a finance thing, and it has something to do with the White House here with the 401s and the big money here. This is not possibly just inauguration fund, but well, I guess it could be inauguration fund because the inauguration fund has been seeded by other, unscrupulous sources. And so I think that's where it starts. There will be possibly a subpoena or some sort of, hey, come talk to us with the Queen of Swords and page ones. It does have something to do with money. Thank you, Joy Bird. It has something to do with money and something to do with sent money, like wired money or something of that nature. So this is what's going to cause the fight here in the environment is the 5 of Wands. And yes, I get King of Cups and Hierophant in the end. So the new government, which is nice because it kind of sounds like a confirmation that there will be a new government. The new government. I wait another way to ask it without asking it, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be another government that does open up a can of worms on this behind. So, so he ain't done. So you better hope you get that part, but you probably won't.
He needs a, what do they call it? When it's done in advance for things they haven't charged him for yet.
What is that?
Preemptive pardon.
Eric Trump in the Ukraine scandal.
Yeah. All over Twitter, he had gone to Ukraine for a beauty pageant, sitting there with his lips all up like this, smiling real big, all the contestants showing his gums. Nobody can show that much gum, right? Anyway, he was meeting also with Russian, Ukrainian, like Russian friendly Ukrainians. And this at the time they're trying to blow it up. Thank you, Catherine. Trying to blow it up big about the Hunter Biden stuff. And yet here he is blowing up a Ukraine scandal all over Twitter. So is he going to get in trouble over his dealings with the Russians in Ukraine?
Mr. Quiet Part Out Loud, we get our money from Russia. Okay, well, let me start looking there first, then, shall I? Godly.
Like Hunter Biden took money from people in the Ukraine. Oh, let's look there. Did y'all take money from Ukraine? They just tell on themselves.
Give me your PIN number, too, while you're at it.
They project everything.
And you guys realize why I call them Beavis and Butthead. Not only do they look like Beavis and Butthead, but they're as intelligent as Beavis and Butthead.
Give them those laughs.
I'm not sure, but I think Beavis and Butthead might be smarter, and that's pretty bad.
At least they had enough to have a successful TV show.
And aren't in debt.
Lord.
That's another question we got tonight. God answers all prayers. Sometimes the answer is no. What'd you get, Becca?
I got the stars, the clouds, and the clover. So there's something here to do perhaps with celebrities, glitz, glam, showy stuff that may have been covered up or that will be causing him problems, there's a good opportunity that he's going to get in trouble for it.
There's a rumor, that's just a rumor, it hasn't been fleshed out or anything, that the Russian pageants were just fronts for other things. Anyway, thank you, Pam, because those celebrities, because I seen it on Rachel 1,000 years ago, those celebrities that were always hanging around, that those pageant things, those were the people that were constantly trying to get at Trump when he first got elected. So I think they might be a front, but like I said, that's just rumor. But
What'd you get, Ganga?
Well, I got that the old fox there, Eric Trump, he's so wise, we know. He's so smart, so foxy. But it's caused a lot of discord. You know, things are going to be. And they're going to look at the choices they've made, things they've been involved in, you know, all the things that they've been. Somebody's going to talk. Somebody's going to come forward. We're going to have a whistleblower somewhere that's going to be revealing some stuff, you know, hoping to keep it quiet, but he's going to be facing loss. So yeah, they're going to be looking into all of the little tentacles that they've been, you know.
that he's led them to, mind you.
Yeah.
He's protecting and defending here. There's a new inspiration now, has to do with all that money. Where did it come from? Oh, we get our money from Russia and Ukraine. There is a betrayal. There is really strong judgment coming against him. There is going to be an end to the cycle, meaning something is going to get wrapped up. Surprise! He's the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I think that he parties with women quite a bit. And I get there's a woman, somebody was watching, like, in other words, there might be a PP tape on Eric. Yeah, or something like that. Somebody was watching him with a woman. I get justice charging in and it puts him in the defense mode again. Thank you, Tina. Somebody's watching him party.
So here with his overseas connections with the Chariot and the Three of Wands, he did have some victory in whatever it was that he went over there to do. There is the Six of Swords and the Moons. There will be a bit of a quandary about what it was he was doing once he was over there. There was a need to clear something up or to get something done specifically for their family. This is specifically for them, or maybe for him in particular, but yes, he went over there for a specific reason. It was not a beauty pageant. This is just, let me show you a good time while you're here type of thing. Here he is, though. He will be given the information. I do not know if he gave it voluntarily. This is my card for, this is confirmation, but this is also my card for force, as it shows the weapon here. And so I don't think I hate the word perjure trap or perjury trap, because if you tell the truth, then there is no perjury trap. But they do know they set you up on purpose because they want you to lie. That way they can have something over you and, you know, sort of hold your feet over the window type, you know, that whole thing. And so, again, new administration and justice. This King of Cups might be coming up quite a lot. There will be an investigation and he will be isolated. Sort of weakest link type of deal. Not that you have a strong link in that family, but he is the one that has the quiet part out loud syndrome more so than Donald Trump. So, yeah.
The weakest minded link.
Yeah. So he is indeed getting in trouble, some sort of trouble, yes. Oh, well, good can happen to a nicer person. Well, speaking of children, Giuliani and Carolina Ani, they do not have the greatest of relationships right now. Carolyn said that she is going to vote for Joe Biden. And naturally, Giuliani is, you know, the cyst on Donald Trump's backside. So they go everywhere together. So what is their relationship like?
Lynn Rose, big article in Elle magazine, was on every news channel last week, I think, except for Fox. And Giuliani, you know, he's got a drinking problem too, so that might add into it.
He's definitely a fish.
Thank you, Jenny.
Pull out Oracle card.
She finally showed up for me at the end. I was gonna say they don't have much of a relationship because he's not showing up. She's not showing up.
Well, what you get, Jan?
I've got, you know, Rudy's the emissary for the king, which is what she was talking about, you know, on the news last week was, you know, he's working for him. And, you know, he's coming off as very authoritarian, but got bad news for him. And he also lies. That's his challenge. He's looking overseas for his strength and trying to move forward. There are agreements that he has with overseas that are going to be a big burden to him. And he, you know, all his traveling back and forth overseas. He's going to jail and she's just going to sit there and watch. It's like there is no relationship here. There's no love. There's no cups. There's no anger. There's no feelings. She's just going to sit there and watch him go off to jail.
Indifferent. What you get, Ganga?
Well, what I got is, yeah, he's authoritarian, working for Trump. A lot of fireworks with her and her father. She's definitely more of a sensitive type person, and she's to the point of taking action now because she's very worried, you know, by the things her dad is doing, to the point of sometimes making her physically ill, and she is done with it. You know, she's like, I'm done with you, Daddy. That's it. She wants more to do with him.
Mm-hmm. What you get back?
I'm getting that there's not really much of anything. The line ends here with the coffin. If she hears anything about him, it's through the grapevine. Question, because this right here is talking about a sibling, but it's connected here with the ring. Is she the daughter of the cousin that he married? Because this is showing lineage, committed to a lineage here. So there's a lot of confusion, a lot of bad gossip when he speaks. It's really bad. She's not happy. It's like that relationship is dead. But is she the child of the marriage between him and his cousin?
I don't know. I think it's his first wife because she's
First wife.
Yeah, she looks to be in her 30s, I would say.
I didn't know he married his cousin.
He married his cousin.
Mm-hmm. Because there's something here about it's within the lineage and siblings here. I don't know if he's got other kids, you know. So maybe like half brothers, half sisters, but there's something here with siblings and committed to lineage. And
You just killed Johnny.
No wonder she's done with him. It's like, I want nothing to do with his family.
You married our cousin because it'd be her cousin too. You married our cousin. See ya.
so that would make her his daughter niece, wouldn't it?
Your daughterson, like a cousin, daughterson.
Or a daughter niece, like, yeah. I'm sorry, Donnie. I'm sorry.
My cousin, my
Oh,
Never.
Jesus Christian, somebody help me.
Oh, mercy.
you can't make this stuff up.
Oh, maybe that's what that was all about, I guess.
Only in the Trump regime would you have this. Oh,
I guess he didn't marry her, so I guess it wasn't so Woody Allen-ish, but still. Oh, God. Okay, well, okay, wait a minute. I don't have a bail or nothing because it got lost in the mail. Reset myself here. Because now I'm looking at the cars, they're all different now.
oh Lord.
Goodness. So there's the Knight of Cups, and I won't go there where I was going. And then there is the Judgment. There used to be a facade of a relationship. They probably already had some sort of rocky ground they were standing on, and this kind of just took it over the edge because he's known Trump since 1532. So they have had a relationship. So she's known that he's known unscrupulous people. And so they go back and forth because of dirty deeds and maybe even addiction causes some fights as well too. When you get lost, you might say some things you shouldn't say when you would have a sober mind. But their joy has been killed. It is over. There is no relationship, and it is because of his dealings, his job, his responsibilities that he claims that he has. There is some indifference, head over heart. There is some indifference between the two. I don't really see much of a future. I pulled some Oracle too. And they got Never Ending Story, which is the card of drama queen, and bickering and fighting and carrying on. So their relationship is garbage. Oh, Jen, what are you pulling on? What you
I was pulling on, is there going to be another Petty Boots book? Because she's got some petty stuff to bring out. And I get victory with that, manifesting it. It'll be about Trump and her bully dad. Her dad, who basically has walked away from her, who is the emissary for the king, how he got burdened, how he got trapped, all his overseas things. She's going to get a lot of attention on this book, and it's going to be abundant with pettiness.
Well, so speaking of petty and whatnot, the first wife, or the first lady, as she even called herself once, Ivana, apparently has been talking to Trump on the weekly. What about and why?
Hey, babe, you still got that LLC I set up for?
Do you think he actually loved her, as in that's his first love or something like that, and maybe they're attached at the soul? And
I don't think he knows how to love anybody.
This is true.
Except himself. I think it was lost.
He criticizes his reflection even. You could be a little more lifelike. Why is he talking to Ivana?
Getting marital advice for his marriage with Melania. We are in the petty zone tonight.
It's lovely here.
We need hip waders tonight.
Thank you, adventurous spirits. I mean, that is where his real kids came from. He don't claim Barron and Tiffany, so that's where his kids came from.
Mm-hmm.
Turner says, "Happy birthday, Becca."
Oh, thank you.
So I got, interestingly enough, if he were to actually be in love with anybody, it would be her. There is, though, a connection here with the Knight of Cups. I call it the false knight, but it is actually a good card. It is about charm and wit and romance and romantic offers and things of that nature. And then there's the Ace of Swords around it. They have revealing conversations. She knows him, I think, more than most people. He is talking to her about politics. He has a bit of heartbreak and fear when it comes to the Joe Biden. He is also talking about saving money and escaping as well. There is something about maybe some finances that she holds, maybe of his, but he is talking to remind you the person who is coveting all the money here is outside the city. And so this person is indeed trying to, and it could be just a fantasy thing because, you know, the swords is a mental thing, but it is talking about, I want to escape. Joe Biden is hurting my feelings, such and such and such and such. And then he is, of course, afraid of justice and them finding out where his money comes from. And then every now and then they bring up boy one, boy two, and the girl. So, you know, they have a connection. They still chit chat like, you know, they never left.
Well, you know, narcissists are very likely to leave your life even if you divorce them. They have abandonment issues and they like to still control. So I get it's a power play by Trump. He still bullies her. His challenge is to get her to support him. She doesn't support him. He does lie to her. And, you know, he's giving a different perspective on how things are going in the White House to her, but his fortunes are changing, and I get, you know, two big change cards here. He's like kind of putting the lantern out there, like, you know, help me, help me. I always get that he's drinking too. He drinks and parties, you know, and she knows that, and it's him. He's not accepting what's going on for him or his kids. He fights with her about money, and he steals from her. So he's definitely put some money away in her name somehow.
Oh, Ganga, what you get?
Well, I got that he's talking to him about hurdles, the things that are coming up that he's going through. And I get big storms, you know, all the storms that are coming up. Again, the tempest, all the stuff is hitting the fan, the courts coming up, court actions coming up about his thefts, all the stuff he's tried to get away with. Again, I got the same thing. And again, another card of the thefts and all of the BS nonsense he continues to put out. So I guess she's telling him to, you know, be patient and not be so overreactive with everything. You know, cool your jets. Cool your jets and for being such a doofus out there at these rallies and being so ignorant.
And he's such a whiner. Like, can't you see him calling her and whining? Just,
Yeah,
that was his fault. It's Obama.
and it's horrible, and
It's Obama's fault. It's Biden's fault. It's everybody else's fault.
oh yeah, especially, you know, that they can't get the indictments now, the big October surprise of indictments of Obama and Biden and Hillary Clinton. Some are going to jail. So
Lord. What you get, Becca?
I'm getting the conversation here, the birds landed right in the middle of the reading. Whatever they talk about, it's very emotional and very loving. here. Traditionally, the Byrds is also a couple. Okay, so they are exes, and she was her first, or whatever. Well, not her first, but you know what I mean, first wife. So I mean, the conversations, it's looking like he's telling her about his desire to want to go out and party. This could be the rallies here with the garden and changing direction and improving his reputation for something that he really desires. But he's facing a huge problem here, a huge problem, a large obstacle, and a powerful enemy. But he's looking to get lucky here. I don't have any money cards. I don't have any cheating cards. So it looks like he just shoots the crap with her on, they love me at the rallies, blah, 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 but.
What is her outlook on the election right now? Does she think that, based upon their conversations, what is her outlook? Does she think that, well, you do need to start trying to figure out what your plan B is because you're about to lose? Is she feeding his ego and saying, stay strong and, you're mighty Trump and blah, blah, or, how honest is she, or what is her outlook on the election based upon their conversations? Because although she was married to him, because I'm pretty sure she was attracted to the money and the glitz and the glamour too, and he wasn't as 322 pounds as he is now back then. Thank you, Aljet. So she probably knows him a lot more than Melania does, because he wasn't quite the character back then.
She would stay in the same room with him and not flap his hand away.
Melania doesn't really care, do you?
I'm surprised he puts up with that, because she does it in public.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious to me, but I'm pretty sure wounded by such a thing, unless he's used to it. Conversation. Based on conversation.
Well, I start with the devil on the bottom. So she feeds his ego. She's like, just like you said, Johnny, you're strong. So what are you going to do if you have to walk away? But here she is, the first mother, I'll call her. She manipulates him. She's like, oh, you're going to get the votes. You've sown the seeds. You're going to be in the White House celebrating. Then you can do all the new actions you wanted to do and be the bully to anybody else that you want to be the bully to. And he feeds his ego. And that's what she did for 20 years, 15 years.
Were they married that long?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought Melania was his longest lasting marriage.
I had to Google it while y'all are reading.
What you get, baby?
I got that the way she views the election is that there's change here. Also, perhaps topics that have to do with pregnancy that are coming under attack. There's a very small chance he's going to get burdened. The loyalty isn't there. The friendships aren't there. The guidance isn't there. He's not being well advised. It's like she knows that he's going to lose.
What you get going?
Well, what I got is she's telling him, oh, you've got so much on your plate, honey. You're just dealing with so much, and you're doing such a great job. You're doing such a great job, and all the judgment is there. Don't worry about it. All the phenomena, and even though we're separate, I'm here for you. You're going to get through the hard waters. You're going to get, it's going to be okay. Again, judgment is she's there feeding his third chakra, his ego. She's there.
Probably sitting there like, you keep doing you, honey, as long as you keep sending me my alimony check. That's all.
That's it.
They were married 15 years.
Oh, wow.
15 years. Wow.
15 years. Of course, he was already in his relationship with Marla at the end of the marriage, so technically it was over before that.
That's why they don't like Tiffany. So I do get the egos being fed that you were the provider for the family type of thing, and sort of saying he's such a hard worker here with the skilled card and then the hard work card. But what she sees, her outlook, what she tells him is one thing. What she knows is a different thing. That there is uncertainty around the fighting and in the media. That's number one. And then that he's going to be out in the cold come election. Because the new leader is coming and all the new energy is coming. And then you're going to have to pack your bags and fly somewhere else. So this is probably why they're having conversations also about money, because what are you going to do? Yeah. Not all Trumps are stupid, I guess. So what I'm going to do is go back to Giuliani for a second here. He went over everywhere and got a bunch of information about Hunter Biden. He came back here. Lindsey Graham, of all people, told him, don't use this information, that's Russian propaganda. Lindsey said that. And so what I want to know now is Giuliani and the FBI, will he have any charges based upon his garbage information? And does any of this have to do with Trump as well?
Because the FBI had already went to Trump and said he's being worked as a Russian asset. He's being worked by the Russians. And Trump's response was, well, that's Rudy.
Yes, it is. Very good. Man, woman, camera, boy. That is indeed Rudy. Now, who is that? Tiffany?
Eric's wife. Oh, yeah, I've seen her before. I don't remember her name. Rudy, is he going to get indicted for his being worked by Russians? That's gonna hurt. He's getting slammed.
What you got, Becca?
I'm getting there's a good chance for traveling abroad, perhaps to see a certain family or an entourage that he's been working with, very close group of people, for something to do with career and reputation here. So that's a yes. And I asked for what? It has to do with the elections here. Something that was desired, and then meetings and phone calls, conversations that he had.
Thank you, Sunflower.
I wouldn't be surprised if that Dumb and Dumber over there giving out classified info either.
That's the next question.
What'd you get, Ganga?
Well, I got, we all know he's perverse. Okay. The perversity, he's tying the snakes into knots. And he's at a crossroads.
That sounds like a Stephen Miller activity.
He keeps hanging in. He's resilient. They've been trying to be temperate with this for now, but it's going to be changing. It's going to rapidly change. Again, they've been holding off on things, but again, when the new administration comes in, they're going to be charging forward with this. They're looking at all the things that they were hatching, for the White House. All his deceits are putting him underwater, and they are working on it. So yeah, they're going to come after him.
Yeah, all those trips overseas, all the communication, the meetings, people he talked with, his erratic behavior. So he was just going around all over the place. Yes, sort of justice is coming after him. And all the chaos that he's created. It's also going to involve some Republicans that he's friends with. But they're all in on the corruption. It's been going on a long time. It's over agreements they made and things that they've tried to keep in the shadows.
Thank you, Lily.
Lots of stuff to come out.
Lots to come out on Rudy.
Yeah. 4 of Cups and the 2 of Pentacle. There will be some imbalance because of something going here in the future that you are going to have to answer to, whether you want to or not. That is that sort of being indifferent and nonchalant and retracted, that 4 of Cups. But it will put you in a state of struggle to juggle in the midst of chaos, because there will be some chaos coming. The Sun and the Tower, there will be some illumination upon something that has been torn down or corrupted or corroded. This will be your moral compass, and not to mention the illumination will cause you to have a Tower moment. You have not been arrested and charged right now because it really wouldn't make a difference, because you are protected by the orange one and yabba dabba doo. So right now you're in a good place, but you wait. Trouble don't last always. Soon as somebody else comes in, they get to go back, because they haven't charged you with anything as of right now. Statute of limitations is not up on what they could find. So you have the 8 of Wands and the 2 of Wands. There's communications overseas that you are worried about because you did not tie up loose ends. If you're going to be a criminal, at least be a smart one. You didn't tie up your loose ends, and you got your, what you call it, Hansel and Gretel, leading all the way into what you have been doing. Now you're worried about it because more people than not have your information. Now, there's also something I want to add. It's not in this reading, but this is something we were talking about the other day, I think on your live stream back from yesterday, is William Barr is not the person Donald Trump needs to try to make mad. He already didn't protect Michael Cohen. But William Barr, this is just conspiracy here. Let's say, for instance, Epstein has not been lying in the dirt this whole time. He's actually playing in the sand somewhere. William Barr knows where that person is, whether he's in the dirt or in the sand. William Barr also knows about a whole bunch of other stuff we don't even know about.
He knows how he got in that dirt.
Yes. And so all these little loose ends that need to be tied up, they all rest with people that they should not be tied up with, because these people have they have an allegiance to you that is based upon conditions. If you keep your end up, I'll keep my end up. But if you're not in power, then how can you keep your end up? It's kind of like Russian money and Trump. We need you to get reelected so you can lift these sanctions so I can do X, Y, and Z. But if you can't deliver on your part, then I'm going to need my $400 million back. And then in the end, Kelsa Freeze, there's the devil. So yes, he is going to be hunted by the card in the fear position, the King of Cups, who even looks like George Washington. So it's
the next president.
So yes, they are coming after him.
They just keep committing crimes with impunity as if Trump's going to be in office forever.
Yeah. No foresight. Get you some tarot cards, Jill.
They need to be tuning in to Sunday nights.
Okay, so is Donald Trump going to try to sell information before, or sell intelligence before he leaves office? Then I want to ask about his money after that.
I don't want to say selling. I want to say using it for leverage. Like I'm not getting coin cards, something that he does all the time. He's done in the past. When he's out in the cold, and he will come to an end, guys. That's his plan. Like, go out in the world, working with others, making deals, doing things for his image, trying to repair his image, traveling and communicating. Yes. The information, the networks, intelligence. He'll get the plan off the ground, talking about everything he learned when he was in the White House, and yes, he will do it. But I don't like my yes card is not the Ace of Pentacles. He's not doing it for money. He's doing it for leverage to help his image after he's out. And to get more plans off the ground, like get more businesses off the ground.
What'd you get, Becca?
I'm getting that the family is looking for guidance and a new direction for when they retire. These are neutral, positive. Okay, so I asked, has he already sold information? I don't get any money card, but I am getting that someone that is very loving and generous, who may be an advisor, has access or gave access. But this is someone that was or is an advisor, a supporter, someone that guides him. So I'm thinking, simply because this is the King of Hearts, or the Jack of Hearts here, I'm thinking, and Jacks are younger, Kushner,
Jared.
because he has
Sell his own mama.
He has the key. So that's what I'm getting.
What are you getting, Miss Ganga?
Well, what I get is clearing some things out. So I would say yes, but it has to do more with his health, trying to keep himself safe, potentials, coming up, because he's worried about all the tower things happening. He's attached to the fact of maybe going to jail. Okay. And he's, again, wanting to protect, envious of the dictators, and wanting to put an end to all the drama that's going on. Still trying to steal, get away with stuff, journey, going somewhere to line his pockets, continue to line his pockets, because the light is shining on that he is in desperation mode. So I think it's, affecting his health, all the drama. And yeah, he will go out and sell it.
I get the Six of Swords, Two of Cups. There is some information he is sharing, but I kind of get what Becca got, to where it is somebody else that is doing the overseas connection part, because he didn't come up in the reading at all. But this Two of Cups is here first, as in he talks to somebody. It's somebody close, and then this person then goes overseas and does whatever, and not even physically, but whatever it is that they have goes across the water. It is for something in the future, though. This is a seeded plan here with the High Priestess and the Star. This is something that they're doing now that is supposed to be supporting them in the future. So there is some sort of a lineage thing there too. The Three of Coins, the Ace of Coins. It's not necessarily work. I mean, money, because I don't get the Nine of Pentacles, so it's not a personal enrichment thing. It could be, again, opportunity for a future collaboration. So this may even be something that would benefit a Republican candidate down the line or something like that, or maybe even if boy one, boy two, and the girl might want to do something, then they could. However, this collaboration and this money or this opportunity does meet the tower. So it will corrode before it has a gestation. It will corrode before it reaches its peak. The Four of Swords and the Hierophant is probably why the tower is there, because this is something that's once it's done, then y'all are done. I understand that y'all have, you still have your youth, Jarrett's and whatnot, but people still have memories and internets. And if Rachel is still working, she's going to remind us of who you are. So it's not something that's ever going to come to fruition, whatever it is that they're seeding right now.
Yep. Just exactly what are his plans after he's out? Like he was saying at a rally, like, I may have to go overseas. Yeah, will he? What are his plans? Has he made a plan? Because he knows he's going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't mind him leaving, so we would never have to see him again after you face justice.
Yeah, he 100 years in prison.
That's it. He's looking for a place that he can't be extradited from.
Thank you, Feisty Butterfly.
So what are Trump's plans after he leaves office?
He's just gonna go to the golf course and deal with all his lawyers there, have his meetings there, and what from his perspective, what does he plan on doing?
Lord, well, just come fall on out then.
Are they flopping everywhere?
The death card fell out, so I mean, what does this mean for his future? Death. Okay, I'm gonna just leave him out to keep falling. There's the Three of Cups. It's like the cards were just waiting for this question or something. Thank you, J-Ro.
Oh, he's such an idiot.
Criminal, man. I bet you mob bosses everywhere the world over just watch him and like, what is wrong with you, man? How do you think we've been doing this for decades and never got caught? You know, like,
That death card again.
Yep. The guy can't get happy. He's dissatisfied with everything. I keep hearing the song, "Forget your troubles, come on, get happy." It's like he can't. Thank you, R.L. Perry. He plans on being erratic. He'd like to lecture somewhere, talk. or do a talk show, something where he can talk his truth from his perspective. Everything I did, look at everything I did, all the seeds I sowed. He wants to party. He wants to get all emotional about the government. So he's going to whine and whine and whine and shine a light on COVID from his perspective. He'd like to do something like the Celebrity Apprentice again, but he's a loser. Nobody's going to hire him.
Ganga, what you get?
Well, I got, he's going to want to be out there yammering, talking it up, trying to find a good lawyer, somebody to obstruct the cases that are coming forward. Resistance, resilience, I'm going to bounce back. But really, he's really in a lot of pain. It's not going to happen. He's just got too much burden, too much stuff on his mind that's driving him in circles, trying to figure out what he can steal, how he can hold on to some things, what my next plan of how I can corrupt and get something, because things are moving forward rapidly. So he's going to talk about the things that he's done again, the big BS. I'm the greatest. I was the best. I was, but there's going to be those that come out talking against, and it's the end of him. It's just like, forget it.
He's going to have to do a TV show, The Biggest Loser Political Front. Yep. Reinvent The Biggest Loser TV show.
There you go.
What'd you get, Becca?
I'm getting primarily he's going to be fighting about all his financial stuff when that comes out with the Bear the Writer and the Key. Okay, he's going to be this central. He's going to be fighting in regards to his financial affairs coming out. There's action here as well. There may be a desire to run away, but I don't see him going abroad. The ship is not in this line. There may be multiple secrets here that have to do with his finances that come out. Also, multiple affairs, sexual affairs that are undercover. So not just Stormy Daniels and the other lady. There's more than those two. And money that was paid, a transaction of some sort, finances that is hidden here. He may also be considering, perhaps the book here can be quite literal, meaning, now y'all gonna laugh, this idiot may think that he'll be successful in writing a series of books about him being president and the power there. Okay, but there's news here about more sexual affairs coming out and him fighting finances. So, and he may also want to write several books about being president and all that stuff too. Not that he writes.
He's written books before, got somebody else to write them and put his name on it.
Yep, but I just see him wanting to run away, but
he'll be writing those from his padded cell.
Well, I didn't get an answer to his plans, but you know how the cards are. They tell you what they Agatha, we're not doing personal reading. Sorry. We got an answer on what's going to happen, I suppose. Now, I did get the Devil in the Three of Cups, which, yes, he does want to go have some parties and to going to the donut shop, as I call it. So there might be a little bit of that happening. There is a huge, gigantic, major, super gigantic change around the White House naturally. Like his entire life is going to change here with the death card, transition and transformation.
That death card almost looks like the Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Here, can you put it back up, Johnny?
It's an angel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for a second there, it looked like a tower. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The family's finances. We'll come back to that because the next reading I want to go into that, but I want to know. I need to write it down because I got old brain. Let me see. Um, what I want to know, basically, he's going to have some bad news post White House. So that's the basic of it. I didn't get it. What is he going to do? What I want to know, let me ask it now. Their family finances. Well, I guess I'll group the questions together then. So he was on the town hall thing apparently, and the child asked him about the $400 million in debt that he has, and he says, "Oh, it's a peanut." I don't know what that means, but he said, "Oh, it's a peanut."
He said it's a peanut.
So he said it's a peanut. That's what he's quoted as in the headlines. It's a peanut. So I guess it's a drop in the bucket, I guess. But a peanut is all he could come up with because that's all he has in here.
Is a peanut brain.
Rattle it around, dispense. Oh, it's a peanut. And so he says it's a peanut. Now, naturally, when he said that though, everybody else is saying, "Oh, but he's not denying that he's $400 million in debt." He acknowledged it and said it's nothing. So, what do the family finances look like? Like he keeps wanting to flee when he loses, and what is he fleeing to? What does he have to flee with? Does he have $38 in his passport, or does he have millions of dollars and a place to stay? So if you're that much in debt and you think it's nothing, are you just trying to project your toughness, or are you really worried about it? So what does his finances look like, really? Because even if you have $2 billion, $400 million is a lot of money.
And if he owes the the federal taxes, can you imagine how much he owes the states?
Yeah. And then anybody else undisclosed. Geek Hillbilly, my Chihuahua has more cash than Trump. I believe you.
Artie has more money and he doesn't have pockets.
Let me see if I can do a box spread on this. I'm just going to jump in real quick and I'm going to try to do a box spread.
Okay.
It's showing that the family is in a world of debt here. Huge problems, quite possibly the properties. His money may be tied up in properties, big problems, especially the ones that are overseas. His finances are small, but it looks like properties. So let me see if I can get a better read. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I get we're going to learn more through the court trials too. He's been making some steady money off of COVID drugs though. If he can just be patient and people stay sick long enough. But his finances are chaos. They're just chaos. They're tiny, tiny, tiny. He travels around to get support and to get donations. He lives off donations. He doesn't have the money to live off of. He is burdened transitioning, but he will act like he's strong to his dying day. He will be the strongest man in the poorhouse. He has nothing. While I'm shuffling, the poverty card flips out.
Ganga, what you get?
Well, I got for their community assets, when you shed light on it, it's really kind of gone up in flames. They really don't have it. Again, they keep talking that they're going through the rough things and they're fine, but they're trying to juggle stuff. They walk away from everything. Doesn't pay his debts, continues to walk away, trying to run away. They're going to be continuing to go forward, putting energy into looking into this. sure Biden and them will do as far as justice, temperance. They don't have it. It's
He's got to pay it all to lawyers.
talk's a big game, but they've got nothing. It's all up in smoke.
What did you get in your box?
I tried to do a box, it won't let me.
Uh-oh.
So big problems with finances. There's nothing there. There's nothing. It's there. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he files for bankruptcy again, because this is saying there's no more resources. It's done. Lying about his finances, and then it comes to a close. It shuts down. There's a loss there. So I would not be surprised if he eventually files for his 8th or 9th bankruptcy here, because he doesn't have it. It's done. It's kaput. Done. So.
But when they find out they've been doing money laundering, they'll confiscate all those properties anyway.
Yep.
And he doesn't get unemployment when he's out.
Yeah.
There is going to be a problem with the Page of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. There's going to be a problem with his steady money, the money that is like a day-to-day money, whatever it is that he has. Go ahead.
Taxpayer funded salary that he's not using. Yeah.
His day-to-day money, his work money, even his, for instance, Regeneron money, or something that he may have in stocks, something that could be looping over and over and over again, like a every 2 weeks paycheck type thing. There's going to be a problem with that, because those things are attached also to the White House. And if he's not there, because here you have the King of Cups yet again, who is going to haunt him this entire session here we're doing. There's something tied to the White House that this person is going to interrupt. Therefore, it's over and done with, because the cycle is not only complete, but you have a major loss because of it. And so if you were to just have it complete, then you could say, okay, fine, it's done. I'll move on to something else. But no, it's complete and you lose at the same time. And then you have to struggle to juggle in the midst of chaos. And you may need to see if you can get you some food stamps or something. Take you behind down to the welfare office, like they said in that movie. I'm just saying.
You know what, Johnny? Your reading makes sense, because his properties were almost belly up until he became president. Then everybody started going to all his properties to get to garner favor.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes total sense.
And on that note, the White House, his White House connection also sent a lot of money that way, because you can now make the Secret Service stay there, and you can have, the G7 stay at my properties, even though that didn't happen. Like his money tied to his White House as well helped his properties.
And don't forget, tourism is busted right now because of COVID. So purely for entertainment purposes, only YouTube.
And sending the military to his failing resorts in Scotland.
Resorts.
Yeah, he won't be able to send, he won't get any of those guys, and they're not going to get any tourists because tourism is failing.
Mm-hmm.
Artie said he'll send him a couple of cans of cat food.
But his warning card is the money. His opportunities is what's going to be drying up, like we had there in the R.L. Perry. Jesus Christian, what is the name of these cards? Somebody else in there knows. I threw away all the boxes, so I don't know anymore. But there's a name. Oh God, I don't know. They're very popular. Somebody might know.
Artie, you make sure you send him the yucky kitty food.
He said only the flavor I don't like, and it might be expired.
Put them up in the Dollar Tree.
Oh Lord.
I can't. Okay. Who is Trump going to target when he loses? Not as in United States citizens. I mean the people close to him, like everybody.
Within his administration? Within his administration, or
Who's he going to blame?
Oh, this one, RL is called the Revival Tarot. I do know that. It's on Etsy. It's from Russia, too. Within his inner circle, who is he going to blame first?
Bless you, Ganga.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Obama, I bet he.
Is there anyone else other than
I bet he will. Obama, then Hillary, huh?
The two biggest renters in his brain.
Oh, mercy, I'm going to be sneezing now forever.
Everything's Obama's fault.
And I'm asking, who's he going to blame first? And what do I have on the bottom? The loser card.
Blame yourself. Blame the devil.
Mm.
Oh, mercy.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I get top ranking Democrats. I don't get, well, it could be somebody in his circle, but I get the feeling that it is people on the outside first, because I got my Nancy Pelosi card. It was going to be somebody at the top, and the tower is over them. They're the ones who brought him down with their misinformation campaign. Then he will go into his inner circle and blame somebody very close to him that he put a lot of emotion into. So kind of like a Barr or somebody like that, that they should have been the one to stop this. I get the feeling it's a woman though. I don't know why.
I get exactly the same thing. Nancy Pelosi, top Democrats that have burdened him, talked bad about him, caused him anxiety, cost him votes. Put him out in the cold, and he's going to be talking about, I've been backstabbed, I was cheated, and now they're going to try to put me in jail.
Thank you, Cecil. What you get back?
I asked around his inner circle. I think it's one of the kids, maybe Junior. Because there's institutions here or in isolation, a child, and then there's the change in the improvement. So maybe one of the kids, Junior, because this is the Jack of what is this? Jack of Spades and Queen of Hearts. So it's like the kids. And then I get that he's going to lie about the party and say that there was a bunch of fraud. I mean, he's already saying that there was a bunch of fraud, but it's like, but I asked specifically about his inner circle.
I'm not getting his inner circle. What do you
think? Thank you, Janine. I think because I kind of get the feeling too with that Page of Cups that if he goes inner circle, he does it in private, and it is somebody in his family for whatever reason. But he goes for Democrats first. They did it to him. What'd you get, Ganga?
Well, I got, of course, he's going to continue to try to defend himself. And someone that's blocked a lot of things that he won't take in, a person that's strong, that's put offers in. So I think it's either, it's a woman, of course, could be either Pelosi or Hillary. He loves to blame Hillary. And it's somebody he's put out a lot of smack about and rapidly continues to talk all his misinformation and drama. So it could be even Hillary.
Yeah, I don't get any
against this. Huh?
Like it's not anybody in his inner circle. Like he clings to the ones he's worked with. He needs them as friends to move forward because they, might bring income to him. So, the tower will be on him, but I don't think he's going to badmouth anybody from his inner circle.
Okay, I want to ask. I think it's a no, naturally, because Teflon Don, but I'm going to ask anyway. Will Trump's and his freedom of speech actually get him into trouble? Because he has been doing the whole fire in a crowded theater and causing people to try to kidnap people. Morgan Greer, thank you very much, Juno, has been in his rhetoric causing people to do crazy things. And the Quackernons have been behind the people getting shot at the pizza parlor. Like, we have been seeing this over and over again in this kind of rhetoric. Will that get him into any trouble at all?
Yeah, I think that if I remember correctly, I think the proper term is stochastic terrorism, meaning that you are, by what you're saying, what you know you're saying, you're inspiring others to commit acts of, violence.
Mhm.
Kind of like inciting a riot. You didn't riot, but you incited one.
Well, I mean, they kind of got, what's his face, Charles Manson on that too. He never killed a person. He just inspired everybody else to do all that stuff,
That's right.
So will that happen here? Oh, Marie, we can only hope. Becca, what you get?
I'm getting a yes, but this is going to be something that takes time.
Mm-hmm.
What he's saying, what he is tweeting with the birds here has been persistent lies and has caused persistent trouble and problems. Okay. It's ending in a positive here, which says yes, but it's going to take time. And I asked for a clarifier. I got the moon. That's also a positive. So they would have to get a very strong, solid, bulletproof case against him for it. But there's persistent lying, persistent whatever he says persistently. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like
I get the same thing with the liar card, and also about lying about illness, and how many deaths there are and stuff. That's going to get him in legal troubles. Everything that he talks about gets him in trouble. There will be an action taken through the court system, and there's going to be Republicans that are brought into it. Also, things he got away with and things that he stole while he was working, if you want to call that working. But I get my COVID card again, and his threats to national security. Going to get him in big trouble.
Ganga, what you get?
Well, I got looking at him and his company for all the things he's attached, inciting others, the victories that he's had through crafting his drama, all the nonsense that he's put out there. People have studied it. These terrorist groups and neo-Nazis, etc., that he sheltered these ones that have been making these actions, okay, that's been doing them. They're imminently looking at the truth, the things behind it, the things that he said. They see that others have respected what he said and gone out and perpetrated these crimes. The things he was holding to, he introduced them to others, and the things he's tried to get away with, they're using vigilance to go after. So yeah, they are going to hold him accountable, but it's going to take some time. That he's incited all of these things, instrumental in it.
I get that. Yes, he will be held accountable. The Seven of Wands, him and his defending his positions and his ideals and the stuff that he says, it causes confusion. I do get, though, instead of like something like being arrested, I think someone sues him in a what's that fool's name with the tinfoil hat? Alex Jones.
Like which one in the tinfoil?
Which one?
So there's an actual picture of him with a tinfoil hat on.
Oh my God.
There's he's gonna be sued, and I think in that manner, something that he incites or something he says over and over, gets him sued by some very concerned people. It does have something to do with his time in the office and his position as president. I think what he possibly might get sued on has something to do possibly with COVID, because, you know, it wasn't dangerous and it was a hoax and it was a this and it was a that. And then so many people suffered from it and died from it. And then all of a sudden, oh, I needed to put a mask on, and oh, I had it and now I'm cured. Like that whole thing. And so there's too much misinformation coming on about it, and you didn't lead us in the right direction because you were supposed to be the leader of the country, and, you know, fish stinks from the head down, so forth, so forth. And so here with the 10 of Pentacles, there will be something that might be a class action thing that comes at you. Judgment in the Sun on that as well. So I think he's going to be sued by somebody because of his thieving ways too. Let's see. I'm gonna switch gears and we'll talk about the QAnon for a second. Where's the holy water when you need it? So here in Pittsburgh, there is a county called Allegheny. Somebody told me how to say it because I had no idea. Allegheny County, and the lady I got the big giant rock from, she lives in Savannah, Georgia, and she said it happened there too. And then I read something where it happened in Tennessee or somewhere like that, Texas or Tennessee, T-State, to where a postal official just decided to put all his mail on the curb to be collected for trash. Like all of it, no matter what was in it, it got put on the curb. Here in this county, he put all them, it was like 5 bags, not just one bag, 5 bags of trash, just full of people's mail. And he, of course, is going to be arrested and put in jail and all that. I did a reading off camera, but they went into his house and raided and did those things that you do, because this is, I guess they need to go see if you got any other mail in your house. So when they searched his computer, his social media is full of all the top people in the world are pedophiles. And of course, that's the QAnon platform. And so he is too a QAnon person. So what I wanted to know was, are they in other fields that we're not highlighting? Not just postal officials. Are they also police officers? There's a cadet or a potential one that was let go, or I guess dismissed, because he wasn't actually hired as a police officer yet. But he has ties to neo-Nazis and QAnonons too. So they was like, well, he can't come in here. So are they in any other fields, like a bunch of fields? Because we know there's some trying to get elected for office right now. Which is my next question.
Pretty scary. Well, we got one in the Senate, and then, it's pretty scary when they're infiltrating the postal system and stealing mail and votes and stuff like that.
And they're just putting it on the curb to be thrown. And mind you, he didn't burn it or dump it in a field. He put it on the curb to be thrown away.
And that's like, you're a postal worker, you know that's like a federal crime, right? Mm-hmm. You know, like, and I thought I had seen something a few weeks ago about, it's not just regular people. We're talking professionals too, several doctors that are QAnoners.
That's why I was like, what other fields are they in that we're not looking at? Because, you know, they're not putting mail on the curb. so they didn't draw attention to themselves.
Right, right.
Charlene says her brother is a Q and he drives a dump truck and a cab driver. They're everywhere. I have one put in the comments that he's part of the Q, but he is not a crazy person. He says that their message is being hijacked by the crazy wing of us, and he was proud LGBT and all these type of things. And I'm like, block, because no, you're not. This is obviously a fake account because.
But even the entire conspiracy is so juvenile.
Yeah. Not that everybody is, trying to keep you sick and stupid. No. They're saying everybody's a pedophile.
Uh-huh.
Like, come up with something that, normal people can attach to.
And mind you, Johnny, they've been the QAnon, who's supposedly works in the government, and he's very close to Mango Mussolini up there, like real close, knows that he's going to be arresting Hillary Clinton any day now. And they've been saying that for almost 4 years. Like, come on.
Which goes back to, there was somebody who told me, it was some reader, I don't know who it was, and I ain't looking it up, and I don't want nobody else looking it up. Come out and tell me, because I don't really care that much. That said that in 2 years that Obama, was that lady, I won't say her name, she's with the Russian accent, that Obama would be arrested in the first 2 years, and so will Hillary, and okay. Anyway, what you get, Ganga?
Well, I got the kind of all over the world, and just buying into so much fantasy. They want to create their own justice. The anarchists take down the government. They're tied up by their drama. They want to, again, be able to take over, do their own type of justice, and they just are not hearing anything. So yeah, they're in all aspects, all over the world, all sorts of things. There's not one place that they would not be. They want to do their own justice, take over, anarchy.
Becca, what you get?
I asked my question this way. I asked if there are professionals, and what I mean by professionals is people that usually have university level educations. I get that there are some that work in very painful and difficult industries. Yeah. Which makes no sense. Like, how can you have that level of education and then see ridiculous stuff like that and be like, yeah, that sounds totally legit. Like, didn't they teach you critical thinking? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I get there's an abundance of them, and they put their little mask on. It's all about their image, and they talk a lot, try to create that anxiety. It feeds off people who buy into anxiety and fear. But I had something else that showed up here at the start that I wanted to get you guys to read on, involving Nancy Pelosi. Are they targeting Nancy Pelosi? Because I get treachery, bullying, and I know every piece of mail I've gotten here for the election from Republicans talks about every Democrat that voted with Nancy. They hate Nancy. But I get somebody trying to take an action against Nancy, and might get blocked, but it's an erratic person.
Yeah, they don't like her. She impeached him. And all in all, this is meant to protect him and dissuade other people from believing. Because mind you, everybody in the world is a pedophile but him. He's the one who went into his Miss Teen USA pageant while they were undressing and went back there and was just walking around.
This is the guy that wished Ghislaine Maxwell well. I'm just saying.
But where are they? They are pretty much everywhere. Page of Cups and the Seven of Wands. They are This is possibly childcare here with defending kids. That's their platform. But a lot of the with the Ten of Swords, a lot of the people that are in it, Ten of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, are like blue collar butchers and bakers and candlestick makers type thing. As far as how can this happen to people who are supposed to rely on deductive reasoning and critical thinking? I know that there's a person I worked with. This person, a bit boastful about they've been to college 800 times and they got all these degrees and certificates and I'm smart and the Mensa Society likes me, so forth and so forth. But they are convinced that there is satanic messages in pop music, simply because, and you can probably YouTube this or something. When you play song backwards, it sounds like satanic messages, and so all you have to do is then hear those songs played backwards. Look at the closed caption that somebody else put up there, to where they're telling you what this person is saying, even though it's gibberish, because they're playing it backwards, and you heard it because you just read it. And so now your critical thinking has been chopped in half because somebody has programmed you to hear what I want you to hear. It's like, oh, don't you hear the ding? That sounds like the Liberty Bell, doesn't it? And it's like, no, it doesn't. It sounds like you're tapping your finger to a cup type of thing. But that's what it is. This pie in the sky, that 9 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. It's the brainwashing thing. So you can follow the breadcrumbs to where they are. They're not really hiding. And we are Q, we are here type of thing. They're not hiding. They are everywhere. Because they're drinking the Kool-Aid right now. This was part of the destabilization campaign from Vladimir Putin, the emperor. Foreign leader card. This is what he meant to do. And they're eating it up. Lord Jesus, help us.
These people.
I can't.
And mind you, that's supposed to be the superior race.
Yeah.
According to them, it's like, okie dokie. You say so.
So, another conspiracy. Will there be any proof ever? We got this one in the comments. Will there be any proof as to whether or not he did or did not have COVID-19?
Give it known to the public.
Yes. To say yes or no definitively. I won't ask somebody. They put it in the question, but I won't ask before the election. It's too close. Everything is going to be after the election. So, will there be any proof at all? There's the magician flying out. Okay.
Feels like it starts with the whistleblower. A whistleblower bringing out the lies and the chaos that was created, changed everything. And somebody that knows about the steady money also that he made off of the drugs that he and his family made off. I get a yes, and also which Republicans truly had it.
Thank you, Barb.
Because, they're all coming down with it, but they're walking around and not wearing masks. Makes no sense. It's like, I don't think so.
What you get, Becca?
I asked will there be any proof that he had COVID, and all I'm getting is business is really, 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 really good for certain institutions and corporations that are getting gifted, or they're coming up with an alternative here. It's all about business, commerce, shopping, and exchange, buying and selling and trading. I don't know.
What you get, Ganga?
I didn't get too much. I just get, that it's kind of being hung up. Things have been hung up about it. That it's getting hung up about his what he's been doing. He's kind of like morose out in the field by himself, and that he's in the center of it. We had the government and his kind of payoffs and stuff to keep things quiet. Eventually, we may get some action beginning to be taken on what's been blocked concerning his energetic, his health, whatever. But
I say, will proof come out? I think it'll be hearsay. It won't be proof. The magician and, oh Lord, there's a bunch of cards here. Okay. They stuck together. I guess they were meant to come out. The magician, the lovers, and the judgment. So the people close to the manipulative one can speak out here, but there will be some sort of recollection of the past. So that means it's not coming up no time soon. The Six of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, this might be paid for information. This might be in a book somewhere of some sort with somebody who may have a tell-all after, post White House, what I survived and blah, blah. But here it's blocked and trapped. They have it under lock and key. They took it, they drowned it, they burned it. It's like there is no getting to it whatsoever with the walking away here too. So no, there's not going to be proof to come out, but there's going to be some chatter about it. So I think there is some hearsay. Like somebody will say something. Maybe one of the doctors or something will have a bolt of consciousness and say, he didn't really have it, or he really had it, or whatever the case may be. Somebody will come and say something, but there's not going to be a piece of paper that says test result such and such.
I don't think he's taken any tests, so there's nothing to produce tangible.
Okay. Lindsey Graham solicited money in the halls of Congress, did he not?
Yes, he did.
But here's the thing. So did Trump, and so did old girl. What's with the witchy hair? What's her name? Conway. Nobody got in trouble for anything.
But
will Lindsey Graham get into trouble, though?
In the halls of Congress, it's a 3-year minimum prison sentence for it. Eric Swalwell called him out on it. Will there be an investigation? Will there be an indictment?
on what? I've missed what.
Lindsey Graham solicited money, basically campaign donations in the halls of Congress, which is a felony.
And even gave his website. Like, go here to donate. My website, blah, 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 www.
My goodness.
Thank you, Super Trooper. And truer words have been spoken, but not recently. If I did a 10th of what they did, I'd be locked up.
I mean, they could still get indicted for it next year, you know?
That would be nice.
It's funny.
That would be a nice, here you go, 2020 was crap. Here's 2021 presents.
I mean, even if we got a new Justice Department, and I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know what the statute of limitations is. Mind you, like Johnny says, mind you, we have never had an incoming administration go after the previous administration. But then again, the caveat being we've never had such a law-breaking ridiculous administration. But if they went by and started investigating every single Republican, the government would shut down. There would be no Republicans there.
I want to correct you on that, Becca. This administration has gone after the previous one. They just can't get anything.
Like, you know? So, I mean, but it's like, if they really did, there wouldn't be any Republicans left. It would just be vacant seats in the House and the Senate. Like,
Thank you, Joanne. What'd you get, Ganga?
Well, I got that prosperity began for him, through doing this. He got some money, but it's causing, some people to want to go forward. I got then choose wisely, because otherwise you're going to get something you don't want, and there's going to be heartache and loss. So I would say, yeah, he's going to get sanctioned, or something's going to happen. They're going to come back on him in some way, shape, or form.
they're going to say, Miss G, subpoena time.
Thank you, Wes. I'm glad you're getting back into your card reading.
Or censure him or something.
Yeah.
What'd you get, Becca?
I'm getting that the lying comes to an end, the betrayals end. They shut him down somehow. And then there's pleasure, there's happiness, there's gifts, there's satisfaction. But it's like they shut him down some way. And he's behind in the polls, so I don't know if this means he gets voted out, and that's what brings the ending here. But there's going to be a little invitation to a party, is all I'm going to say. So
I get that he's coming to an end too, before his term is up. I think Nancy and investigators looking at all the money and where it was secured from, his fortunes are changing. I get it has appeal across the aisle. There's other stuff he's done that he's covered up, and gaslighted about. But I get they go after him, go after the bully, because he's such a bully too. He's left defending. They make an offer and he goes to jail. Like, hey, you either take this offer and go, or you go to jail. 3 years.
There is some movement around the money. There is an action that follows. This is not, I don't think this just easily goes away. Like a lot of other people's, for whatever reason, he may be targeted. This might be a personal thing. Like somebody may be going after him personally. I don't know if they're just trying to create distractions or whatever it is they're trying to do, because they let go of everybody else's. But they are, and no, I'm not going to weep for Lindsey Graham, but there is there's going to be some sort of Knight of Wands activity. The 6 of Cups and the 9 of Swords. This is going to come back. This nostalgia is going to come back and is going to worry the crap out of him. He may have to go get him some Just for Men or something, because all his stuff going great. Thank you, Linda. The Page of Swords, there's the bad news around the 6 of Wands, trying to elevate yourself for the sake of money here with the Ace of Pentacles. The Magician is in the outcome in the Ace of Swords. So yes, there will be some sort of reckoning for him. Well, couldn't happen to a nicer person.
I will never shed a tear for Linda Graham Lindsay. Ever.
So, okay. This is a bit of a weird question, but something that helped him get elected in 2016. Does he still have that now? What is he missing from 2016 now? Whatever it was that helped him get elected then, why is it not working now? What is he missing?
Trump, correct?
Yeah, Donald Trump.
What did Donald Trump have in 2016 that he doesn't have now?
Yes.
To help him get elected?
Mm-hmm. Because mind you, he still got Russian propaganda, but now he looks like he's losing. So what is it that he does not have anymore? The shiny reputation, because COVID has now ruined it. Sharing Hillary's emails. What does he not have?
Mm.
Healing.
Healing?
Healing. He doesn't have healing. He doesn't have the image anymore. The image is the mask is down. So the illusion of who Trump is, he's shown his true colors. Like those of us who knew what he was before, there are others who like they didn't see till he became president. The mask went down. He's in defense mode now. He makes everybody anxious. There are judgments coming out on him. They see him as a bully. He's not generous. You know, he's blocking people from getting financial aid. So he's blocked from the typical Republican family. People feel stuck in life because of him while he's living high on the hog.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Sam.
The gig is up.
Gig is up.
What'd you get, Ganga?
Well, I got that he doesn't have that immersion in this idea of people coming across the border. You know, that's been blocked about, you know, people are coming in and they're going to take over and they're rapists and they're this and that. He doesn't have that to trade on anymore. So moving forward, as far as him being a leader and working on things and being able to take control has been hung up.
Thinking to myself about
You know, if he wanted to stop immigration back in 2017, instead of trying to build a wall, he should have just started a pandemic because that shut down everything.
That shut it all down, and now he's got nothing to trade on with that.
And nobody wants to come here, and we can't go anywhere.
what you get, Becca.
Interestingly enough, I get that he does not have a female whose reputation was tarnished. He got lucky because this woman here was deeply rooted and very persistent, and her reputation caused problems. She was seen as someone that was a liar. She was seen as someone that was a betrayer that caused problems. This is Clinton. What made him lucky was his opponent, because this woman was not well received. I asked, that was to answer, what did he have done that he doesn't have now? Hillary. And then these three come flying out on their own. This is saying just a passionate, freaking significant passion around thievery, corruption, taking away. People have seen it. How he just loves to take and take and take and steal and corrupt and just be this disgusting, nasty human being. So he showed his rear on the global stage. We all see you for who you are. So that's what I get.
I get the Obama administration because I got the White House since he wasn't in the White House then. This is the Obama administration here, and the action, thank you, cartoon, the actions that they withheld. Here with the Four of Cups holding close to the vest all his devilish ways and all the things that he's done and said and so forth and so forth. They held a lot of information simply because they didn't want to look biased in an election, and that did help. I'm here with the Two of Wands and the Ten of Swords. there was something that they could have released that had a lot of potential that was sort of, dead on arrival. And that's how he was able to go forth and manipulate. They didn't want to manipulate the election, and so therefore he was elevated in his manipulation. So they all sort of participated, and then of course the media wouldn't stop talking. So and they're still doing the same thing. It's just that the story has flipped. Okay, so one final question. Thank y'all for coming out and joining us, all 2213 of y'all. So I was watching some YouTube clips. You know how you just watch one thing and it leads you down the rabbit hole, right? I don't know how I got to a video of an orangutan like beating up a little small monkey, but I did.
Oh. Orangutans are supposed to be nice.
The little monkey tried to snatch a banana from his mouth.
Oh.
And so he was like this big, and the orangutan, of course, is the size of a room. So I was thinking to myself, that is a weird looking creature. It doesn't really look like gorillas. It's covered in hair. It's ginormous. And then I got to thinking about Bigfoot, because that's how my mind does. And I'm like, it's big and giant and covered in hair. So then I got to thinking about Trump, because I got to thinking about Bill Maher, because Bill Maher called, Trump the product of an orangutan because he had the weird hair and orange skin and all this. So I'm like, okay, what is more probable? Seeing Bigfoot or seeing Donald Trump behind bars? Which one would you more than likely see?
What is more probable, seeing Bigfoot
or Donald Trump
in jail?
I'm gonna do oracle cards. I walked myself down that hole, though. I mean, I from one thing to the next to the next. Bigfoot or Donald Trump? Is there a card for Bigfoot? We're going to find out.
Oh.
What'd you get, Becca?
I think the person in the trees would be, but you have better luck. Here's something dangerous here, or something Rutgers, talking about trees that are stable. You'd have better luck there for whoever's up in the trees in the forest.
Bigfoot it is.
I'm getting it. Bigfoot, maybe.
Jim, what you get?
Well, I think the emperor is probably Bigfoot, because Trump shows up for me as other things besides the emperor, although he'd like to be the emperor. I actually heard Glenn Kirshner, justice matters, like, justice coming for the bully who's been skimming money, and affecting our security here. I get final outcome, Trump getting a light tone on him in America. And then I get Biden brings change and judgment. So I think Trump will get some sort of justice that we will see more likely than seeing Bigfoot.
Ganga, what you get?
I'm getting bupkis.
I just say I don't know.
It's not telling me jack on this one, so.
Well, I get divine timing, so I get TikTok. Like this, the time is running out. And I do get illumination causes his tower. But I think it would actually be you more likely see the Ten of Swords and Five of Pentacles. You make your own conclusions of that. I won't go there just yet, but there will be some tower moments for Donald Trump. I think you would see Donald Trump behind bars before we saw Bigfoot. Then again, you might see both at the same time. The universe works in strange ways.
Don't see Bigfoot walking across the street the day that Donald Trump gets tickets. Both at the same time.
I just asked if Johnny would ever see Bigfoot, and I get, like the family inheritance, the legacy of Bigfoot, like it's a little bit shaky because they're so sneaky, but that Johnny will be very content to not see Bigfoot.
There's a woman who has a dog. I told you it's the size of a minivan. I don't even want to see that, let alone Bigfoot.
Artie's the only Bigfoot I want to see.
Thank you, Valerie. And thank you all for coming out and joining us on this Sunday. So we will see y'all next Sunday on Jen's channel. Be there, be square, be triangle. You know how I say. So y'all have a good day or good night wherever you are in the world.
Thank you, Ganga. Yeah, and y'all go check out Ganga's channel, Ganga Tarot, if you haven't checked it out.
The link is in the description.
Her CDs are fabulous, so get one of her CDs. You'll love it.
Thank you.
They are.
With the new one, working on it.
Okay, good.
Look, Bigfoot.
I told you you'd be Bigfoot before Trump.
That's more like Big Belly.
Now, Ganga, do you have because I've watched your video, I think yesterday. I didn't see the ones for today. Do you have a new painting you're doing today for a giveaway or for auction?
I am doing some new things for auctions and for giveaways. Something that I'm coming up with working that I'm going to do a giveaway is light switch cover that is going to be holiday themed, which is fun to put up, when you come in or go out. It's nice to put it up just for the holiday. And I am going to be working on some more paintings and things. I do have a giveaway, the crane in water. That one's up for a gift away, I call them.
Okay. So y'all go over and check out Ganga's channel. Again, the link is in the description. And y'all have a good night.